Um, so I will be sharing with you my fellowship experience working with the Southern Vermont Health Center under the position of Population Health Community Resilience Coordinator. And before going on, I do want to mention that the responsibilities I did span a broader range, but for timely purposes, I'll be only highlighting a few projects. Starting with the diabetes mapping project that I did for the health center, whereby I geocoded type 1 and type 2 diabetes diagnosed cases by the health center. And on the right, there's just a snapshot of how, one of the maps of how that looked like. And another project that I got to work on was the community health needs assessment, where it's a big resource of compiling healthcare providers as well as social service providers in the hospital service area, so Bennington County as well as other neighboring counties as well. Another initiative that I got an opportunity to work on was Cold Messages for Me, whereby I drafted as well as help editing messages that are sent out weekly with themes around self-growth towards people who are recovering from substance use. And then just talking about this, I do want to mention there's like a lot of lessons that I extracted from this experiences, especially working on the diabetes mapping project really opened me to working with hospital data, especially as someone who's very with the plan in health and looking at health through a transdisciplinary lens of biology, chemistry, as well as dance. And it really opened me up to working with data as well as just holding myself to a position of being holding myself accountable to protecting patient information as well. The last thing I want to talk most about is an independent project that I developed during this time under the supervision and support of my mentors, which will culminate in the form of a virtual art performance for middle schoolers called Rhythms and Impulses of the Bennington County Kids. And I'm very excited because it's going to be a platform to celebrate the creativity of the county's youth, as well as like revive, restore, as well as just like create again a sense of community, especially amongst these young people, with the way in which the pandemic prevailed and sort of created this isolation amongst everyone. So this will be a platform for them to reconnect, as well as just like a lot of young people grow a lot from each other's energies and their peripheral network. So this will be an opportunity for them to do that, especially because the project is very rooted in collaboration, whereby teams of 2 to 3 will collaborate different art medias and present them in like short 2 to 3 minute presentations of performance art. And it's also very deeply rooted in the arts because I share a big passion for dance and performing art, and I view art as a very big, powerful tool to effect change in the world, and a lot of young people are coming to that realization. And so this will be an opportunity to, again, use art as a medium to share a message about you. And it's going to be on the 11th of March, 6 to 7:30 p.m. And right now, we're really much expecting signups for middle schoolers. I've realized that it takes a lot to actually convince middle schoolers to sign up for such. So I'm very looking forward to the day that this actually happens. And in doing this project, I learned a lot about compartmentalization and time management, because I had other several projects that are not so similar in nature to this one. So navigating as well as managing my time in that was something that I got to learn during this field term, as well as writing was a big learning curve for me as well, in the sense that I had to communicate my ideas and propose a lot of this to a lot of partners, donors, and sponsors. So this was a good opportunity for me to grow in that area. And this were also really big learning curves that are very deeply connected to my plan as well. So I'm very excited. And above anything, I want to thank everyone who made and availed this opportunity, the donors. I would like to thank my peers whose support and like feedback really like is the reason why my project is where it's at. And I would also like to thank the Bennington College Fuller Term Office for availing such opportunities for us. And I really learned a lot. And if there's any questions towards that, please put them in the Q&A session. And thank you for listening.